Reason why we're talking about this story, because we wanted to run that video because we love it so much. OK, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, discussing more of today's top stories with Giles and Isla after the break.
And later, we'll be meeting British Dr Deborah Harrington to hear the incredible story of travelling to Gaza to help deliver babies in the war zone. Well done.
Thank you.
Easing into mornings. Ninja Foodie sponsors this morning.
When you share a hotel room with your kid, you also share a bedtime with your kid. But if you get an Airbnb, you get to pick your own bedtime.
Who says wellness means acting our own age? And we shouldn't do pizza before Pilates. We say, get active without the activewear. Centrum has a range of tailored multivitamins to suit your unique and essential nutritional needs. Centrum, do wellness your way.
Centrum, now available in kids. From the world's #1 multivitamin brand.
Valentine's. I'm covering all bases. I've got red, white, rosé and Prosecco. I really can't get it wrong this year. Not after last year.
This Valentine's at Morrison's, buy 6 or more bottles of wine in-store or online and save 25%.
More reasons to shop at Morrison's.
Wouldn't it be nice if things were better than you'd ever imagined? Join Sky Mobile and get 99% network coverage. Imagine that. Sky Mobile. Hello, possible.
Introducing new Corsidil Active Gum Repair. If you spit blood when you brush, it could be the start of a domino effect to worse. New Corsidil Active Gum Repair actively helps repair gums from 1 week. New Corsidil Active Gum Repair.
Bacteria. We spray, we sponge, we wipe. But what about our carpets? They may look spotless, but there's potentially harmful stuff deep down. Bacteria that can't be removed by vacuuming alone. Well, the Vax Platinum Power Max cleans 5 times better than a high-performance vacuum cleaner. Together with our Vax Platinum cleaning solution, our brush bar and spin scrub technology agitate the fibres, getting rid of up to 93% of bacteria to clean carpets better than the leading rental. Then, when you're done, just remove the dirty water, tip it away, and your carpet's dry in as little as an hour. Get the award-winning Vax Platinum Power Max for just $199.99, saving £50, and receive a free steamer worth $49.99. Find out more about Vax Platinum at vax.co.uk. When life gets messy, get Vax.
Lyle's Golden Syrup. Absolutely golden.
What was the first thing you noticed when I walked in? No, tell me. Being honest, I can take it.
The veneers would be slightly
large.
noticeable and large. They're too big and too white. The color of
Someone punched me in the face. No.
Olivia Attwood, The Price of Perfection. Stream the full series now on ITVX.
Easing into mornings. Ninja Blast sponsors this morning.
What do the pyramids, Machu Picchu, the Grand Canyon and a Welsh slate mill have in common? Well, they're all UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
Welcome to the magnificent slate landscape in wonderful North Wales.
Centuries of mining, this stunning terrain carved out of rich Welsh heritage and culture. It's slate-roofed iconic landmarks, including the Houses of Parliament.
Down here you've got the little town of Blaenau Ffestiniog, which is where everybody who works in the mines live.
Honorary Welshman Michael Buick manages all the land at Leckweth Quarry, including the mill we're visiting today.
So, Michael, what is a UNESCO award?
Well, the thing is, it's to preserve the culture and history of the place. So they started out preserving things like the Taj Mahal. The reason this is preserved is because this amazing community worked to get the slate out of the ground that was then made into roofing that went all over the world. If you think they were all living down there in the village and they would have walked up here, up that steep road that we came in the morning, but then even better at night. The way the slate got down to the village and then onto the sea was on rails. So the men created something called a car gwyllt, which was like an amazing sort of skateboard that you would put on the rails and they would rail skate down back to their homes.
Not being funny, they would have been knackered by the time they got up here, so they would need to skateboard back down, wouldn't they?
Right. And a whole day, imagine. And actually, at that point, probably what did they get in their 12-hour day? Maybe 2 20-minute breaks. In those 20 minutes, they would all sit down together and there were often singing competitions underground between the different canteens underground. And they would write poetry and they would perform and do amazing things.
So this is the actual mill, and this mill is pretty special. Can you tell me about it?
It's one of the most important collections of mill buildings in the world, the best preserved slate buildings. So it's really important to us here.
So what would happen here?
Okay, so the slate would come out of the mine on the tracks into here. The big blocks would be sawn up and then they would be given to the men to split into slates and then dressed using the amazing machines, which made this great clonking noise as they went round.
Oh, they really did work hard, didn't they?
They certainly did work hard. But, you know, in the 19th century, this was a boom town. This was like an amazingly busy place. You think over 400 people, probably 200 of them, working in these buildings.
By looking in there now, you can just feel it, can't you? There's
It's extraordinary.
special energy, isn't there?
Really special energy, and that's what we're trying to preserve, and that's why the World Heritage is so important to us, because we think that'll bring more visitors to North Wales who want to learn about the culture and come and find out about their heritage.
I wish Michael had been my history teacher at school. What a fountain of knowledge, and so passionate about this incredible landscape, which is truly a monument to the country, its history and its people.
Thank you so much for today. Bit of fruit loaf?
What, no Welsh cakes?
Sorry, Michael.
This beautiful location is called Cuckmere Haven, and it is dominated by the white chalk cliffs of the Seven Sisters. This location has been used for the filming of Robin Hood and even Harry Potter. It's a popular spot for all people in search of wildlife.
And that's why I've come to this beautiful location to do a little bit of rock pooling.
Rock pooling is a fantastic activity that people of all ages can come and enjoy. Overlooking the small pools of water that form from the rocky shoreline, you can find a huge range of creatures that you might otherwise never have known were there. And I'm going to show you the best tips for making great discoveries. I've met with one of the locals here and her 2-year-old son, who have never gone rock pooling before, to see what they make of the experience.
I heard this is a beach that you're actually quite familiar with.
Yeah, we come down here all the time. It's a lovely beach to play at.
We should go and try and find some animals.
Yeah, let's go.
Head off. So this looks like a pretty good spot, and one of the key things that you need when you're out and about rock pooling is a tray like this one, or you could use a bucket. I've gone for transparent so that I can get the best possible view of any animals that I might find. Dip it in the water, pop the animals in, have a good look, and then quickly and gently put them back, just like that. Now all that's left is to go and find some wildlife. Now, one of my top tips about rock pooling is just to stand still. Find a really good pool and just wait, because if you move around too much, it means your shadow moves, and some of the animals inside might think that you're a predator.
If you wait nicely and stay still, that's when you'll start to see things come alive.
These are marine snails, periwinkles to be exact. You can tell by the shape of their shell, and I've filled my tray up with some water so that I can have a really good look at them.
Whenever you find a creature, make sure you do not keep it in the tray or bucket for too long, as it can overheat. Also, it's imperative that you always put the creatures back exactly where you found them.
There we go. Oh, he's absolutely beautiful. So this is a common shore crab. It's one of the most abundant species that we have around UK coastlines. Now this is the ultimate gem, I think, when you're out rock pooling, to see crabs like this. But if you do see one, definitely handle with care. Try and pick up from the back, just like I have, or leave be and just watch in the water. Time for this little guy to go back to the rock pools. Quite a lot of the time when you're on the beach, if you look really carefully, you might find a singular tooth. Now this tooth is a tiger shark, not a species that we get around the UK coastline, but I actually collected this myself when I was working with sharks in the Bahamas. And the reason why you might find a singular tooth is because as the tiger shark bites down on its prey, it might shake its head around and the teeth often fall out. So it has to have lots of teeth, and that's why you often find singular teeth of sharks on the beach. So how did it go?
Yeah, we had lots of fun, lots of fresh air, so it was really nice.
It just generally makes you feel really happy being by the water. And if nothing else, rock pooling is all about coming outside in the open, exploring the environment and enjoying the wonders of the UK coastline.
13% of our green and pleasant land is covered by forests. They're the lifeblood of our country, a gateway to our history, and home to some of our most magnificent wildlife.
Whether you're looking for a gorgeous walk, seeking adventure,
or peace of mind, there's no better place to find it than in our forests. I'm starting my adventure in the largest medieval forest in Northern Europe, the New Forest. William the Conqueror first named this as his new hunting forest back in 1079. And because of its royal status and the amazing conservation work that's happened in recent decades, this ancient woodland has remained relatively unchanged in more than 1,000 years. As a result, there's a patchwork of different habitats here, from woodlands to rugged heaths, farmlands to coastal landscapes. It's an important place steeped in history. After our monarch's appetite for hunting had declined, the forest became a timber yard for shipbuilders, and later an airbase and bomb testing site during World War II. These trees have seen a lot over the years. If only they could talk. And perhaps they can. Lawrence is a forest heritage expert, and I've heard he knows where to find a secret language written amongst the leaves.
So Lawrence, these trees have seen so much history and survived so much history, haven't they?
That's right, and they've played a pivotal role in the history of the New Forest as a whole, over thousands of years. So whether that's the Bronze Age and the clearance of trees to create heathland, or the use of timber for shipbuilding in the medieval period, and also the First and Second World War, that important resource.
There are still clues of all of that activity if you sort of look around, aren't there?
If you just know where to look, you can find that evidence. So there's actually one just over here that's probably one of my favourite markings in the forest, so I'll show you that
I'm
now.
intrigued now. I don't know what we're looking for, so...
So this one here, I don't know if you can see this.
Oh.
There's a bird of prey that's been cut into the bark of this beech tree.
So it's tree graffiti?
Exactly that.
So when do you think this is from?
We believe it to be linked to the First World War, so there are a number of sawmill sites across the forest during the First World War. They have interpreted this to be linked to a Portuguese woodsman, and they've seen a bird of prey and left their sort of artistic impression.
Because it looks like it could have been done in the last few years. But I suppose that the clues are in the bark.
Beech trees like this are great because they're lovely, smooth bark, slow growing, and they keep that record really nicely.
Right, let's go find some more. Oh, look, this one's covered. JB, I promise it wasn't me. Hang on a minute. This is Sam, our sound man. Honestly, Sam, we can't take you anywhere. I'm sorry about that, Lawrence.
Outrageous.
I promise. Won't happen again.
Well, the historic tree graffiti is a really nice, tangible touch into our ancestors' interaction with the New Forest. We do get some more recent ones taking place. I don't know if you can see that one just over there.
Natasha Ann, will you marry? Oh, it's a proposal, which is lovely, but not so lovely for the trees.
It is lovely, but it can damage the trees, and we're in a really special, protected environment, and we don't want to be encouraging more graffiti like this.
Lawrence is right. The New Forest is a truly special place full of history. A living time capsule for us to enjoy, and one we should look after.
Welcome back to This Morning. Now, we do apologise. We've been having a few gremlins in the system and we're sorting it, aren't we?
Absolutely, but 3 lovely films to watch as well while we were at it. Josie Gibson and then Megan McCubbin and then Julia Brother. It's almost like Giles went backstage and fiddled with a couple of buttons.
Well, I tell you...
Just so we can have a nice little lie down.
No. When I am on, my wife turns the sound down. So she would not have noticed any difference. If
Well, she was probably loving it. She was like, oh, Josie, wonderful. Megan McCubbin. Oh, one of my... Yeah, j'accuse Mrs. Brandreth.
She's now turning the television down.
Yeah.
But it's lovely you're here.
You can turn off now, Mrs. Brandreth.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
I love live TV.
Is she a member of the Women's Institute, Giles?
She's not. My sister is.
Wonderful.
The Women's Institute is a wonderful organisation. It's the largest